Hey, Willow, you're planning on joining us for our New Year's party at our place, right?
Hi, Mrs. Grace. I'm not entirely sure yet. I need to talk to Felix about it first, but I'm definitely interested.
No worries. Felix told me you were coming. If you can, it would be awesome if you could help me out in the kitchen like you did last year.
Oh, Felix mentioned that?
Yep, he did. You're practically family, so it's all good. Is everything all right? You seemed excited before. You know you're always welcome here as my son's wife, right?
It's not about that.
So you're thinking of leaving me with all the cooking and stuff. I could really use a hand like you did last time.
That's not what I meant, really.
I get it now. You want Felix to come alone so you can enjoy New Year's on your own? I had a hunch. Someone like you, who didn't get a fancy education, might be a bit confused. If you've got something to say, just say it clearly. What's your point?
It's just that you had me redo the broth last year, which took time, so I wouldn't have been able to help right away.
A good wife would handle that kind of thing smoothly. Anyway, it's settled. You're coming whether you're super excited or not. It doesn't seem like you've improved much this past year, so I might need to show you the ropes again.
That won't be necessary, really.
We're family, and New Year's is family time, right? No need to stress. The kids won't be around, so it won't be as chaotic.
It's not the kids I'm worried about.
Last year, I know my husband was drunk, and Uncle Nathan was a little rough on you, but this year will be much more relaxed, I swear. The drinks won't pack as much punch, I think.
Are you sure about that?
Absolutely sure. I'm not trying to be hard on you. I care about how you're doing. I want you to be the best partner for Felix. Plus, I know you don't have a big family around. I want to share what I can. So come on, be part of the celebration, okay? Let's have a great New Year together. Also, I'd like you to find a nice restaurant and order 3 of their best dishes.
3 popular dishes, that could be a bit expensive. Is that all right?
Come on, don't overthink it. Just place the order, all right? You do tend to question things a lot. Doesn't Felix ever get on your case about that? I think as a spouse, sometimes you just go along without too much back and forth.
Well, we do have our disagreements, but that's not really the issue. How should I pay for the restaurant stuff? Do you want to send me money via Venmo first?
Just pay for it first, and I'll give you the cash when we meet up. You'll get the food, and I'm also counting on you to bring some dishes. If you're my son's wife, you should be able to whip up something, right?
Fine, I got it. Hey, Liam. This is Willow. How have you been?
Hey, Willow, long time no see. I've been doing great. How about you?
I'm hanging in there. I hope your wife and your nephew are doing well, too.
Yeah, he's doing all right. Despite his recent breakup, he's been focusing on his studies. By the way, I noticed you haven't swung by the restaurant lately. I was a bit concerned. Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. The reason I haven't been coming is that you'd insist on giving me everything for free. I felt bad about not paying for meals that cost quite a bit. So I decided to stop coming.
What are you talking about? You worked as our front girl for years. Your energy brought in so many customers. You're a big part of our success. I owe you, so the least I can do is provide you with free food.
No, that's not really the case. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to work there and for the meals, but I've moved on from that job and it doesn't feel right to get things for free anymore.
I see, but listen, my wife and I were thrilled to have you working with us. We had a blast. Our family is small and we don't have kids, so taking care of someone young like you was a joy. Same goes for Xavier. We've been looking after him so his parents can sort things out.
I knew you were looking after him, but I didn't know the backstory. Is everything okay with your sister and her husband?
They ran into financial troubles and went bankrupt. I hired my brother-in-law as a chef at the restaurant to help them out.
That's really kind of you. I'm sure they appreciate it.
Besides, people tell me I have a bit of an intimidating look, so I couldn't have attracted customers on my own.
Haha, well, it seems like a win-win situation. I really don't owe you anything. I also don't need a special treatment. But speaking of which, I have your request as a customer.
Sure thing. What can I help you with?
I'd like to place an order for some food from your restaurant, specifically 3 of the top specials.
3 specials would feed around 9 people. Are you sure that's okay?
Yup, I'm actually having a family get-together for New Year's Eve. Would that work?
Absolutely. Consider it done. I'll make sure it's a priority. And honestly, I don't mind giving it to you for free. You've paid for so many meals when you didn't need to. Let us do this for you.
No, really, it's all right. I'll pay for the whole order. Your restaurant is top-notch, and I can't just accept things for free. Besides, my in-laws will be covering the cost, so no need for special treatment, please.
I get your point, but just so you know, offering you 3 top specials can get quite pricey.
It's okay, I insist, but I do appreciate the offer.
Well, if you're sure. Anyway, I remember you venting about your mother-in-law last time you visited the restaurant. Is everything all right now? I was hoping things got better, especially since you're invited to their family gathering.
It's not exactly great. She actually kicked me out of their house last year, claiming I cooked too slowly.
What? In the middle of winter? That's awful.
Yeah, it was really tough. But I managed to call a cab and get back home. I'm kind of nervous about going back this year.
Isn't there someone from your husband's side who would stand up for you?
Not really. They've all labeled me as the kid whose parents abandoned her. The whole family seems to have something against me. One of my husband's cousins even told me I'm useless for dropping out of college.
That's awful. How does your husband handle it? Is he supporting you?
Well, he tends to prioritize his family. When it's just the two of us, things are fine. But at his parents' place, he changes completely.
That must be really tough for you. Okay, I have an idea. I'll personally deliver your order and stick around to make sure things go smoothly.
Oh, you don't have to do that. I'll come by around 6 o'clock on the 31st to pick up the order.
Don't worry about it. I'm genuinely concerned, Willow. I want to help in any way I can. If anything goes wrong, let me know. I'll rush over and set things straight. Let's plan for the big day just in case. We can discuss the details later. When's a good time to call you?
All right, thank you so much. Hey, Grace, can you please let me in? It's freezing out here, and I didn't bring a jacket.
I couldn't care less. You're so disrespectful for someone whose parents abandoned them. How dare you talk back to me?
Well, you told me I couldn't even have a bite of the food I cooked, and you refused to reimburse me for the bill. That doesn't seem fair.
How many times do I need to remind you? You're not a part of our family. Our food isn't for you. But if you're desperate, there's cranberry sauce. Have as much as you want.
Fine, I'll just head back home then. Like you said, I'm not family anyway.
You're leaving just like that? Fine by me. See if I care. Hope you catch frostbite on your way back. Willow, what's going on? The food delivery just arrived, and they're demanding payment.
I thought you'd eventually pay me back. So I told them to take the money when they drop off the food. It's $3,000. Thanks.
$3,000 is way too much, even for a fancy restaurant. Are you serious?
Come on, it's 9 portions of their best dishes from one of the fanciest restaurants around here. And remember, that's with a discount. But you're the one who wanted those special dishes, right? I just followed your request.
Yeah, maybe. But that doesn't mean you had to order $3,000 worth of food. That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned it would be $3,000. I told you on the phone and again in person, but you were cool with it since you wanted me to handle it. You weren't planning on paying me back. But now that you have to foot the bill, you're acting like this. It's disappointing.
Ah!
Right from the start, you wanted me to pay. So that's why you chose an expensive restaurant, right? I could tell that's what you were thinking from the beginning. I can easily understand you.
Wait a sec. I'll pay, but I don't have $3,000 right now and the banks aren't open. What should I do? Tell that intimidating guy from the restaurant to leave? No matter what I say, I don't think he'll budge.
He won't leave if he thinks he won't get his $3,000. He won't move until he gets the money. Grace, just pay him, please.
I told you I can't pay now. I don't have it. Am I supposed to wait for money to fall from the sky? I can't get that much money right now. Truly, I don't have any way at all.
So, do you want to cancel the order then?
Yeah, there's no other option. I can't afford $3,000 for food.
Well, keep in mind, you'll still have to pay a cancellation fee.
What? Where did that come from? Now there's a cancellation fee too? That is absolutely nonsense.
Yeah, they've already used their time and ingredients to make $3,000 worth of food. It's fair for them to charge a fee if you decide not to go through with it. They've put in effort, and it would go to waste, so they need compensation.
Okay, fine. How much is the cancellation fee?
Well, they've already prepared food worth $3,000, so the fee would be around $3,000.
What? This is like going back to square one. This must be a scam. I'm heading to the police right now. You're going to be charged with fraud.
I don't know what part of this you think is a scam, but when the police arrive, I'll be more than happy to show them the time you threw boiling water at me in the kitchen, or when you hit me with the frying pan. Or how about when you spread cooking oil on the floor, causing me to slip and fall, and then proceeded to kick me while I was down? And I'll show them the instance when you called me a worthless failure.
What do you mean, show them?
The man who's currently at your doorstep helped me set up a small camera inside. He's been looking out for me since I was very young. He's like a father figure to me, and he was extremely concerned.
A camera? You mean you recorded everything? No, how could you?
Exactly. I'm grateful we planned ahead and installed those cameras. I never thought you'd go so far as to physically harm me. So Grace, go ahead and call the police. Or should I? Honestly, it doesn't matter much to me.
No, we'll hold off on involving the police.
I see. In that case, please settle the food bill. There are only adults at the party. If you all pitch in, I'm sure you can come up with $3,000. Someone must have a credit card at least. I think this is not a difficult problem to solve.
All right, fine. I'll ask everyone to contribute money, and I'll cover the bill. Is that what you want? If I do that, you need to tell that guy at my door to leave and erase that footage.
All right, I've just received confirmation that he's been paid. However, I'm definitely not deleting the footage. By the way, I also have recordings of the entire family ignoring and mistreating me, so if you don't comply, it won't only be you facing exposure. Keep that in mind.
I can't believe you set up cameras in my house. That doesn't sound legal. It's an invasion of privacy.
If I didn't have concrete evidence, people wouldn't believe me about the abuse I endured. I apologize for the invasion of privacy, but my well-being takes precedence.
You're despicable. I don't know what Felix saw in you. You're a horrible person.
I'd argue you're the one who's despicable for engaging in such cruel behavior that you don't want anyone else to see. I consulted with Liam, who ensured I had legal counsel. If you step out of line again, I will release this footage. Furthermore, I've been instructed not to disclose this, but 3 months ago, Felix's job was downsized and he lost his job. Now he's just a parasite.
What? That's not true. He just told me how well things were going at work. He talked about his promotion and raise. You were there. Are you lying to me?
Nope, I'm telling the truth. He spent the last 3 months sitting in front of the TV, playing video games while I've been working tirelessly. He's been relying on my salary. He hasn't even made an effort to find a new job. He claims he's been applying places, but I haven't seen him attend a single interview. I don't need a freeloader in my life. So I'm leaving him with you. I hope you and your family can support him emotionally.
Felix lost his job. I can't believe it. He's been lying to me and unemployed for 3 months.
Please tell him to leave me alone and never return. He spent 2 years pretending not to notice the mistreatment I endured from your family. That's when I realized I don't love him anymore. He's been trying to conceal his job loss. If you threaten to expose this, he'll likely comply with anything you say. People with big egos are easily manipulated.
Oh.
The mother-in-law who bullies her son's wife incessantly and criticizes her cooking, despite lacking culinary skills, and the husband who tries to assert dominance over his wife in front of family, despite being jobless. Being around your family was like being in hell. I'm relieved to be leaving all of you.
What's wrong with you? Your parents abandoned you and you don't even have a family.
Yes, you're right. I've always yearned for a family, but I'd rather face death than remain in a family like yours. After that day, I returned home to tidy up my belongings and prepare the necessary documents to finalize the divorce procedures. My husband insisted on not agreeing, and my mother-in-law also reached out to me several times to apologize. But I will never accept those empty apologies. I will never forget the words spoken and the actions I had to endure over the past years. My husband is an unemployed individual, relying on his mother for support, which only escalated the conflicts between him, my mother-in-law, and me, as the only thing she cares about is money. As for me, I moved to a different place to live and work. Occasionally, I visit Liam's house, where love and acceptance embrace me as a family member. And I am truly happy and grateful for that.